Colonet Africa online student, we are winding up our topic by looking at sexually transmitted infections, and they are defined as diseases transmitted through sexual intercourse and include gonorrhea, and this gonorrhea is caused by bacterium called Neisseria gonorrhea. Look at the spelling. Again, this is a scientific name. The genus begins with a capital letter, and you see it is written in italics because it is a typed work. For those taking short notes, underline the two names, this genus and species name separately. Transmitted through sexual intercourse, and it affects the urethra and vaginal tract. The symptoms include pain when passing urine. There is discharge of watery, yellow or greenish mucus accompanied by bad smell in females. And in males, there is pain when passing urine. There is discharge of white, yellow or greenish mucus, pain in the testes, and also swelling of the foreskin around the penis. The effects include sterility, that is not being able to reproduce, heart disease, blindness of the fetus, and arthritis if not diagnosed and treated early. Of course, because it is a bacterial disease, then antibiotics are used. Prevention and control is by proper sexual conduct, that is avoid multiple sexual partners. Among married people, they should be faithful, but for students like you, then abstain from sexual activity. The other STI is herpes. This one is caused by virus, herpes simplex and herpes genitalis. Symptoms are sores or wounds on the genitalia, skin lesions. We have it being transmitted by sharing body fluids like saliva, also through sexual intercourse, and injection by drug addicts who share syringes. There is no known treatment because viruses do not have actually treatment. So the best way is to avoid sharing body fluids like saliva, maybe during kissing, even sexual intercourse to be avoided, and avoid drug abuse so that you do not find yourself in a situation where you are sharing syringes. The other one is syphilis, and it is also caused by a bacterium called Treponema pallidum. Look at the spelling carefully. This one has the pains, the symptoms are painless wounds in the genitalia or either the vagina or around the penis. Then it attacks the genitalia, the nervous system, and there will be some wounds on the lips. Spread through sexual intercourse, blood transfusion, and the babies or infants may contract during birth if not well handled. So during pregnancy, apart from screening for HIV/AIDS, women are also screened for syphilis because it is transmitted through blood transfusion. Because it is a bacterial disease, treated by use of antibiotics. We have another one called trichomoniasis. This one is caused by protozoa called Trichomonas vaginalis. This one attacks the reproductive tract. The symptoms include itching, so one feels to scratch around the vagina, and there is discharge of pus from the genitals. It is treated by administering of antibiotics. We have hepatitis as the other STI, and here is due to is the inflammation or swelling of the liver by viruses, hepatitis type A and B, passed from one person to another through contact of body fluids like saliva, semen, and blood, and contaminated injections. The symptoms include loss of appetite, nausea, fatigue, jaundice, that is the yellowing of the skin and the eyes, abdominal pain, among others. How is it treated? Proper disposal of sewage and vaccination. Then we go to candidiasis. This one is a fungal infection caused by Candida albicans. transmitted through sexual intercourse. Symptoms include itching, urethra, and vaginal discharge that do not smell. Controlled by personal hygiene, early treatment, and responsible sexual behavior. That is why girls are advised to wipe their genitalia from front to backwards. That is observing proper personal hygiene, and then proper cleaning of underwears and proper cleaning of the region around the vagina. Then we move to HIV and AIDS. This one is caused by human immunodeficiency virus, abbreviated as HIV virus, and the AIDS is abbreviation for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. This virus attacks the immune system, transmitted by sexual intercourse, blood transfusion, sharing passing instruments, and from infected mother to fetus or infant and baby. So the symptoms include fever, swollen lymph nodes, night sweating, there is coughing, cutting of weight, being tired all the time, not being able to eat, frequent diarrhea, headache, and opportunistic infections like tuberculosis attack, because the immune system has been affected. So the white blood cells have been adversely tampered, so the body is weak. Opportunistic diseases like pneumonia and tuberculosis, among other, then come in. It is controlled by responsible sexual behavior. We have to educate the public, including me and you, to practice responsible sexual behavior, and also other ways of preventing, and also the methods of contracting disease, because it is a deadly disease. And remember, up to date, the scientists all over the world are still looking for the cure. You should also be aware of the myth surrounding HIV, that having sex with if you are HIV positive and you have sex with a child who is not infected, it is going to cure you. So we should banish all those myths. Okay, so that is about HIV and AIDS. Then lastly, we want to look at sexual and asexual reproduction, and what are the advantages of sexual reproduction. First, it leads to genetic variation, because in sexual reproduction we have the union of the male and female nuclei, both of which have differences. Then there is greater adaptability to the environment by the offspring, because different genes have been combined. Also, it can few bad or good qualities are inherited or retained. During that, mostly we are interested in good traits, like being to adapt to environment, improved yield and faster maturity, among other things. Then, of course, a greater amount of dispersal is possible, high yield actually. Then the offspring is likely to be stronger compared to the parent. Then sexual reproduction is also disadvantageous. How? There is less certainty in egg and sperm meeting. The chances are less. For instance, we said in human beings, there are around 1 million, or millions of sperm being produced. Only one that will enter or will break the membrane of the egg will fertilize. So the rest die. So there is also few chances that there is fertilization to take, even there is few chances that fertilization is likely to occur even after copulation. There is also low rate of survival, and then there is sex-linked diseases are easily transmitted for the case of human beings. We shall discuss about this in Form 4, the first chapter. Then we want also to consider advantages of asexual reproduction. There is also retention of useful characteristics or genes. And of course, there is shorter life cycle in asexual reproduction. And then there are better chances of survival because of suitable environment. Asexual reproduction is also disadvantageous. How? Because there is lack of genetic variation. There is no union of male and female nuclei so that the differences can give us a better quality. Then there is lowered resistance to disease because there is no variation. Lastly, there is loss of hybrid vigor. There is no quality. Then competition for resources due to overcrowding, because this is takes a short life cycle. That is it. We end there and go through this assignment and also go do some other research. Reproduction has been interesting topic, so revise well and you will do well in your exams, and also you will have wide knowledge, because biology, we say, explains life inside and within or around us. Goodbye. See you in another topic.